Greetings, wrestling enthusiasts. Today, we're diving into a crucial aspect of wrestling events, the role of the wrestling table helper. In this tutorial, we'll explore how to use a wrestling scorebook to keep track of officials' calls during a match and manage the team score. Let's get started. To begin, make sure you have the necessary materials. You'll need a wrestling scorebook, a pencil with an eraser, and a clear understanding of the wrestling scoring system. Note the scorebook's legend of calls at the bottom of the page. This is your guide to recording match details and team scores accurately. One of the primary responsibilities of a wrestling table helper is to record the officials' calls accurately. This includes noting points for takedowns, escapes, reversals, near falls, and pins. We'll go step by step through the scorebook, showing you how to document each call efficiently. Before the dual meet begins, you should try to fill out as much information about the upcoming event as possible. Start with the school names, the date, and the weight classes of the competition. Next, ask the coaches for their tentative lineup so you can prepare the scorebook with the correct spelling of names in each weight class. Be sure to place the home team wrestler in the blue shaded area and the visiting team wrestler in the white area. This will help you keep team score on the right-hand side of the score sheet. During the duel, you will need to confirm the names of the wrestlers as they report to the head table. Make changes to the lineup in the scorebook as necessary. During the captain's meeting with the official, one school will be granted the choice of position in the second period for either even or odd bouts. Confirm with the official which school will get the choice in odd bouts and mark the scorebook accordingly. During the dual meet, wrestlers will report to the scorer's table before going to the mat. Confirm you have the proper wrestler's name in your scorebook and make corrections if necessary. Once the match starts, you should be watching the official's hand signals to determine what to write in the scorebook. Let's start with a takedown. When a takedown is scored, the official will hold up the wristband color of the wrestler that scored the points. In this case, the green or home wrestler is awarded a takedown. You should mark T2 in the scorebook for the home wrestler on the far left side of the first period block. Let's review the escape. In this case, the official awards the red, or visitor, wrestler an escape by holding up the red wristband and one finger. You should now mark E1 in the scorebook for the visitor wrestler slightly to the right of the T2 takedown to show the order in which points were awarded. At the end of the first period, the official will allow the wrestler with choice to choose the starting position for the second period. In this case, we see the home wrestler deferred choice. Mark an X over the choice box for that wrestler in the scorebook. The visitor wrestler chooses neutral. Circle the N for neutral in the choice box for the visitor wrestler. Wrestlers may also choose the top starting position with this hand signal, or the bottom starting position with this one. Mark the choice box accordingly. When a reversal is scored, the official will signal 2 points by rolling his fists and showing 2 fingers. In this case, the visitor wrestler is awarded the reversal, and you should mark R2 in the scorebook for that wrestler. Near fall points are awarded when a wrestler's back is exposed to the mat. In our first case, the official signals that 2 near fall points are awarded by making a motion to his back and then holding up 2 fingers. You should mark NF2 in the scorebook to show that 2 near fall points were awarded. Similarly, the official can award 3 points near fall by motioning his hand toward his back and holding up 3 fingers for the green wrestler. You should mark NF3 in the scorebook to show that 3 near fall points were awarded to the home wrestler. If a wrestler assumes an incorrect starting position or false starts, the referee may call a caution while making the letter C with his hand. The caution should be marked in the scorebook with the letter C. If the same wrestler is cautioned more than 3 times, the official will award the opponent a penalty point, and you should mark the scorebook for the wrestler receiving the point with P1. If the top wrestler locks his hands, the official will signal with his hands locked above his head and award the bottom wrestler 1 penalty point. In this case, the red, or visitor, wrestler is awarded a penalty point, and you should mark the scorebook with P1. The third time a wrestler is called for a penalty for a technical violation, such as locking hands or illegal holds, the opponent will be awarded 2 penalty points, and the scorebook should be marked with P2. If a wrestler is stalling, the official will signal by holding the fist with the stalling wrestler's color in the air. In this case, the green or home wrestler is stalling. You should mark the scorebook with SW in the stalling wrestler's frame. In our example, the green wrestler continues to stall and the official signals the second stalling call with his fist in the air. The official awards a penalty point to the opponent for the second stall call. You should mark the scorebook with an S for the green wrestler and P1 for the awarded penalty point for the red wrestler. When the official calls a fall, the bout will be terminated and the clock will stop. You should mark the letter F followed by the total time of the match in the period frame in which the fall occurred. For instance, in our example, the fall occurs 34 seconds into the second period of a high school match. You will need to add the 2 minutes from the first period to the 34 seconds of the second period. The scorebook should be marked with the letter F and 2 minutes 34 seconds into the second period frame. Now that you are familiar with bout scoring, let's talk about keeping the dual meet score. In our example, the bout ends in a fall. The time of the fall should be recorded in the match score fall time column in the row of the winning wrestler. Now mark the team points earned by the visitor wrestler for the fall. Here is a breakdown of team points scoring. A fall earns a value of 16 points and should be recorded in the visitor column under team score. You can also enter the home score as a 0 because regardless of how many points the losing wrestler earned during the bout, only the winning wrestler earns team points. Let's move on to another example. In the next bout, the home wrestler outscored his opponent by 15 bout points. This is called a technical fall and earns the home team 5 team points. First, mark the time of the technical fall in the period frame it occurred during with TF and the time. Next, enter the final bout score in the match score fall time column for both wrestlers. Then, add the team score for the winning wrestler to the previous total. In this example, the team score leading into this bout was 0 for the home team and 6 for the visitor team. The team points should be added, and the new total should be entered into the rows. The new team score is 5 for the home team and 6 for the visitors.